That's at the end of your tour, so I'm only going to name a few of them off, and there's one that I'll talk about here. So on the right-hand side, the goat fellas right there are U.S.A. We also have some black buck. They're the short, tan fellas with the white stomachs. But what I want to point out right now and talk about on our left are our llama. Llama are native to South America, and they're often used as pack animals and for their fur. Now, does anybody know what a llama does when they're angry? They spit. They spit, that is correct. But their spit is not like our spit. Their spit is actually a regurgitated bile. It's extremely smelly and it permanently stains clothing. So here, our first section is the Americas. So this is home to our North and South American animals. So ahead and on your left, you're going to see some of our fallow deer. The fallow deer is actually what inspired the design of Bambi. And they are closely related to the white-tailed deer we have here in New Jersey, but there's one major difference, and that's the fallow deer keep their spots throughout their entire lives, while the white-tailed deer lose them as they age. American bison. Now, a lot of times these animals are mistaken for as buffalo, but they're not buffalo. Buffalo and bison are completely different animals, so these are the bison. And the bison was almost hunted to extinction in the early 1900s, but luckily, some established herds in protected areas in North America. And we do hope that we can raise some herds under human care and one day release them, so we can improve their numbers. And we're going to get to see some more bison up ahead. But if you look to the right, you'll see some of these big birds completely over. It's up to the male to sit on the nest and raise the chicks. Here's some more of our American bison. And a little bit of a herd of our rhea. A little bit of a funny story about our rhea. We once had two nests about 15 feet apart. One nest hatched a couple days before the other, and when the second nest hatched, and you'll notice our white rhea right here. That white rhea isn't actually an albino. That white rhea has a condition called leucism, and leucism is where they still have the pigment for blue. So while their feathers are white, they have a very bright blue color in their eyes. So here on our left, we have one of our ostriches, and we're also going to see another one up ahead on the right. The ostrich is the largest, but the ostrich makes up for their flightlessness with what they have in speed. They can run short sprints of about 45 miles an hour and long distances of 35 miles an hour. And these ostriches are males right here, and you can tell that because they have black feathers with white tips, while the females are mostly gray. So here on our left-hand side, we have our African elephants, and on the right, we have our white rhinos, but we're going to get to see some more white rhinos across the way there, so I won't talk about them just yet. What I will talk about is our elephants. The African elephant is the largest mammal on land, and all of the elephants we have here are females. They've also all been with the theme park since 1974 when it first opened, so that makes them all over 40 years. Now you'll notice that these elephants do have a pretty large pool of water in their enclosure, and that's because regardless of their size, elephants can swim, and they can even swim completely submerged underwater, with the only thing piercing the surface is their trunks, which they use to breathe, kind of like we would use a snorkel to breathe when we're underwater. Now you'll notice that they're throwing dirt and sand on their backs, and that's because, like you and me, they have very sensitive skin, and they can get sunburned. So that dirt and sand act as a sunscreen for them. It protects their skin from the UV rays. And you'll also notice they have immense control over those trunks. Those trunks have over 1,000 muscles in them, and they can pick up something as small as a nickel or something as big So coming up real close to the truck on our left-hand side, we're going to get to see our white rhinoceros. Oh, they're crossing, so we're both going to get to see some. Now, as you can see, the white rhino isn't actually white. They are gray in color, but they got named the white rhino because of a misunderstanding from a long, long time ago. They were originally called wide rhinos. You get to see a look at their mouth of our ostriches. There's some females right there, and these are males. But closer to the truck on our left, we get to see Fred Petrovich, our marabou stork. Now the marabou stork is a scavenger in the wild. It looks like he's just waking up. But Fred is a very spoiled bird here. He gets fed homemade meatballs every single day, and he refuses to eat them off the ground, so we have to toss them to him. Zebras. And we do have two babies in this dazzle, and that's right, a group of zebras is called a dazzle. There's one of our babies lying down right there. And as you can see, these zebras have brown and white stripes, not black and white. The saddle antelope is a very brave animal. Their biggest predator in the wild is the African lion. Alright, that's why I said pride. We can make sense of that now. And if they see an African lion eyeing them up, they'll stick their head in between their legs so that their horns are pointing straight at the lion, and they'll run as fast as they can to defend themselves. So they're one of the few animals that will fight off a lion rather than run away from it. And the Bisa-oryx is unique in the way that they cool themselves down. They don't sweat or pant. They actually raise their own body temperature so that they can feel more comfortable in the surrounding conditions. And then behind the fence is our male common eland. Now you'll see that Bisa-oryx is pacing the fence with the eland. That's because those guys have bad blood between each other. In fact, the male is in there because they were fighting each other. But this is the common eland's herd. So these are all females, and we do have two babies here. And then right here, on your right, we have our Dama gazelles. The Dama gazelle is the largest species of gazelle in the world. And they have an interesting defense mechanism. They'll straighten their legs straight out and jump straight in the air as high as they can to ward off predators. And unfortunately, these animals are very close to extinction in the wild. There's only about 500 of them left. That's not a lot. So then here on the right, these are our ellipses waterbuck. Now if you do get to see them stand up, and you can kind of see it on that one with his back turned to us, they have these white circles around their bums, kind of like they just sat on a freshly painted. They are named ellipses because ellipses translates to circle, and they're named waterbuck because they do spend a lot of their time in the water. They even have an oil coating on their fur that keeps them from getting waterlogged. And then on the left, you can see one of our peacock. Now, all of the peacocks we have here at Six Flags are males. So that means they all have those beautiful long feathers. And those feathers aren't actually tail feathers. Those feathers come from right behind their necks. And they'll fan those out to attract a female or show dominance. And the reason they're so special is because they're completely extinct in the wild. There's not a single one left.
A giraffe, I see a little baby.
And it's unfortunate that they are extinct. They're extinct because of those beautiful scimitar-shaped horns. They're very sought after by big game hunters, so they've been hunted to extinction. Our reticulated giraffe. As well as on your left, we have our Eastern Crown cranes. So there's just one of our reticulated giraffes. That's our male, and he's the only male that we have. The rest are all females, and that's to prevent the males from fighting each other when they're in heat. Do you want to come pay us a visit, boy? Come over here and say hello. No, you don't want to? Alright. So anyways, this is Camp Adventura, and this is an optional pit stop for you guys. So if you want to get off here, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But I definitely suggest taking a trip here and looking around. We have really cool animals from all over the world. We have a reptile.
Stay to the left, though, okay?
So you guys can go ahead and go up there and take pictures.
She'll take it right from your hands.
Alright, Angie. Angie.
You can come all the way out here to take pictures so we can clear up the
one
space over there.
You with this group?
Yeah.
There's another feeder here,
Okay.
Caitlin.
Angie.
And you guys can put your... Well, here we have 2 giraffes now, so you can go and feed each of them at once. And if you guys want, you can put your backs right there. Like put your backs up against the fence in between them. So right here, you guys can put your backs against the fence, guys. You put your backs right here. It makes a cute picture.
Toma la foto, toma la foto.
You guys stay over here for me, okay?
Yeah, they each of your bones too.
You gotta go over there to get going. You know that.
A very slimy picture. Alright, you need one more piece? You want one more piece? Yeah, okay.
You gotta wait till these groups are done.
Está grabando.
There's some hand sanitizer at the end of the deck to wash your hands.
Aaron, I'm ready. Ready? Alright, you guys can go right back there to Caitlin, okay? Make sure you listen to all her rules.
And guys, you guys can exit the deck.
The three boys.
Hand sanitizer at the end for you to clean your hands.
Alright,
I'm gonna get...
I found an antelope.
Las gallinas de tu mamá, mira.
La gallina puche.
La gallina puch.
¿Qué clase de gallinas son esas?
Collie cattle. So known as the Watusi cattle because they were domesticated by the Watusi tribe of Africa. Those big horns they have on their heads can grow to 6 feet wide from tip to tip. That's taller than me.
Y yo pensé que esos cuernos así de grandotes no eran reales, ¿no?
No idea how they carry that around on their head. We live dangerously here. So here at the safari, our main goal is conservation. Those look like they're moving in slow motion. It's really fun. Alright,
Nini.
Alright, so way down there by that fence, you'll see some of our white-tailed gnu. They're also known as the black wildebeest. And right up here, sprinkled in with them, those light tan deer things. Those are our black buck. And so up here we have our all-male bachelor herd of buck. Because in the wild, when the males get old enough, they're kicked out of the herd and have to go and make their own herd. So we're just simulating that right here with our bachelors. So those white animals you see down there, those are very special. Those are our unicorns, everybody! Unicorns. Now, those are actually called Ada from us there with those big curvy horns. That is one of our sable antelope. That is actually one of the strongest animals that we have here at the safari. They've been known to take on animals much larger than themselves, even lions. They'll put their heads down in between their legs with those big horns out, and they'll make a lion kebab. They'd much rather stand and fight than run away. Some more of our white tail right back there. So cute. He's just a couple days old. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those videos are actually very impressive. Within about 20 minutes of birth. As we go by, oh, there's one of our giant ostrich eggs. We actually have a female sitting on a nest way over there. She has a lot with her. Those ostriches, they'll lay about 26 eggs at a time. And then they'll sit on them for about 30 to 40 days until they hatch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're real. They're just like setting out fake eggs places. Those eggs are... Here we see our lions. How do we tell the difference between a male and female lion? The mane, that's right. Only the males have those big fluffy manes. And so the thicker and the dark the mane is, the older that lion is. We're on your left side. And so we do have those two prides, and we'll switch them out every other day. The only cat that lives in a family group called a pride like this. They're very social. Yeah, lions are so lazy they'll spend about 21 hours a day just sleeping. Do that right. We'll see a few more of them over on this side. So there, lying right there is one of our young males. You see he's kind of got a little fluffy thing going down his neck. So in prides like this, it is the lionesses that do all the work. The ladies do all the hunting. It's actually so thick that you would not be able to run your fingers through it. We're going to go to Africa now and head into Black Bear Ridge. Here we have our American black bears. And the black bear now right over here you'll see one of our cubs. This is Tiny. Right up front there. He's about a year old. So he's kind of tiny now, but he'll actually grow to be about 300 pounds. under this tree, you might see a brown bear. So the black bear actually comes in a couple different colors. They come in a black, brown, you can be seen in beige and even blue. That's right, blue. Oh, there they are. These are our greater kudu right here behind this fence. They like to hide. They're usually in different places every day. They're kind of lost. But they are the second largest antelope and very similar to the common eland you might have seen before. Except only the males have horns. As we come around, you might see one of our males in the back there. They have those big twisty horns that go way up. And so on the other side, you'll see some of our Chilean flamingos. So Chilean flamingos, all flamingos, are born a light grayish color and they'll turn pink. Why would they turn pink? Alright. Try to see this for about 6 months, and during that time, if a bear is pregnant, she will give birth during hibernation, fast asleep, not even know that it happened. Oh, that's great. So in here we have 2 cubs. There's our brother, sister, and pair. That looks like the male right there. And there's the little girl walking right next to mom. They're so cute. These bears are so playful. You usually see them wrestling around or playing in that water. These are European brown bears. They're not grizzly bears. They're related to grizzly bears, though. And so over here we have a few more cubs. These are both males. See, one's trying to cool off right there. And one behind that post back there. Now these bears are ridiculous. They sleep in the most strange positions. I've seen them fly out on their backs with all their legs in the air. I've seen them just like resting their heads on rocks. So these bears are quite a bit bigger than those black bears. They'll get about twice the size. When those black bears are 300 pounds, these guys will grow to be about 700 pounds. And they're not restricted to either side of the road. They're on the spot scarlet. And so we hand raised these 2 bears ourselves here at the safari. About 3 years ago, when these baby bears were born, there was a big snowstorm. It snowed in a bunch. This is some of our black buck over here. Down here we have our mixed male and female herds, a black buck and dad. Right here we have a few more Bengal tigers. Now there are 2 white and black ones and an orange one in here. I see the other white one over there by that log. Not sure where the orange one is, but we'll come in. There he is. He's lying under that tree, being invisible. So these are actually our retired show cats. They used to be in the tiger show over on Golden Island, but now they're living very happily in retirement. Siberian tigers. There he is in the back. And so Siberian tigers are quite a bit larger than those Bengal tigers because they have to live in the cold climates of Russia where it's so freezing cold. The Siberian tiger only comes in the orange color. You'll never see a white Siberian tiger. And over on the other side we have 3 more Siberian tigers. One under that tree. I believe the 2 others are lying against the fence back there. right now. All the plants and animals, the trees, the weeds, the birds and the turtles, everything is native to New Jersey, and you can find it in your own New Jersey backyard. Quiz. Anyone know? No guesses? What? It is an instrument. It's like a big tube. Who knows what a baby kangaroo is called? It's a joey. And so when those joeys are born, they're born about 6 months premature, about the size of a lion. They'll live for the next 6 months or so. They'll grow and get larger, and then they can move in and out of that pouch. There will come a point when they are just too darn big. Mom will seal up that pouch, kick them out, and tell them they have to go grow up. So bird, cousin of the ostrich and the rhea. So they have those lovely blue blazes down the sides of their heads. And that actually corresponds to the color of their eggs. Showing off for us. And so who here has seen Jurassic Park? Yeah, awesome movie. So the velociraptors in that movie is chasing everyone around and trying to eat them. They were inspired by the movement of the emus. So if you're being chased by an emu, it's kind of like being chased by a dinosaur. Only more fun. There's some more of our kangaroos over there. And so kangaroos actually have to hop everywhere. They can't move their legs individually like you and I do because their thigh muscles are actually attached. So they have to hop everywhere. We're now going to head into Tigris Asiana. We have seen lions and we have seen... And so Bengal tigers, they come in 4 colors. This beautiful white with black stripes, the traditional orange with black stripes, a butterscotch tabby color, and the rarest of them all, white with white stripes. So there's Anastasia.
Angie.
There in the wild, tigers live to be about 15 years old. But Anastasia here is in her 20s, doing fabulous. Tibet. And in Tibet, they actually have yak races like we have horse races. Entertainment. We'll see some more of our oodad right over here. Over on the other side, we see a Nalgai with those black gym socks. They're an Asian antelope. He's lost. This is some of our black buck over here. Down here we have our mixed male and female herds, a black buck and oodad. But right in here we have a few more Bengal tigers. Now there are 2 white and black ones and an orange one in here. I see the other white one over there by that log. Not sure where the orange one is, but we'll come in. There he is. He's lying under that tree, being invisible. So these are actually our retired show cats. They used to be in the tiger show over on Golden Island, but now they're living very happily in retirement. Siberian tigers. There he is in the back. And so Siberian tigers are quite a bit larger than those Bengal tigers because they have to live in the cold climates of Russia where it's so freezing cold. The Siberian tiger only comes in the orange color. You'll never see a white Siberian tiger. Side, we have 3 more Siberian tigers, one under that tree, and I believe the 2 others are lying against the fence back there.